guess what? We're drinking. Yes.
Guess what we're drinking? Brain Candy Podcast, drunk.
Well, whoa.
Hey, give me time. I'll get there.
I know, maybe. It might seem like I'm drunk because of some decisions I made driving here. I was like, oh, I'm really hungry. Maybe I should stop and get a sandwich. This is what I decided to get, Susie.
Oh my God. It's like a party
sub.
platter.
They were out of anything. They only had ham and Swiss, and I hate ham and Swiss and the small ones. So what am I going to do?
That's for real. Looks like when you host the Super Bowl and you get like one of those hoagie rings.
Yes. That is
oh my God. Well, but you didn't even open it. Why didn't you eat it? I know,
because then I was rushing around. I'm like, I don't have time. And then I got to put mustard on it. It's a whole thing. So, and I'm just sitting here with a party sub next to me. Who knows when it's going to get eaten.
Okay. So you're from LA. So you guys call them subs?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
What do you call them?
We call them hoagies.
Hoagies. That's a more fun name.
It is fun.
A sub.
Do you ever call it a submarine? Like if you're being formal?
No, I do not. There was a really funny, who is that? Dimitri Martin has a really funny bit about how, what if we said the full word instead of just the abbreviation? And imagine a stand-up instead of it being like, okay, it's okie dokie.
Wait a minute.
He said, what's okay short for? And he said, maybe it's short for okie dokie.
Do you think it
make
is?
Make a stand-up funnier. Maybe.
It can't be. Because that would be OD.
It would, but you wouldn't say OD, but okay. Okay. What does okay stand for?
Yeah, I think there's a story.
There is, and it's capitalized and we abbreviate it.
Yeah.
Not abbreviate, it's like what the fuck do you call that?
An acronym.
Acronym.
Oh yeah, what's it short for?
Yeah, that was a funny bit. Dimitri Martin has a whole thing on that.
That is.
I've been on a comedy kick lately, ever since you sent me that Norm Macdonald clip.
Oh my God. I sent Sarah very Norm Macdonald bit, which all of his bits are hilarious to me. I miss him every day. My brother and I text about him all the time. We always just go, I miss Norm.
So good.
So good.
On account of...
Did you watch any comedy specials recently? Is that what you're saying? Or just little clips?
No, I've been listening to a lot of comedy. I listened to Norm's stand-up. I think it was from 2011. That one, it was very funny. Talking about battling cancer and losing the battle to cancer and how...
yeah, it's like a draw.
Yeah, it goes, we didn't lose. I mean, technically, we both died at the same time. It's a draw.
It's a draw.
That's so good. Anybody who could take just, the fucked up reality of life, and that's what comedians do. They make it funny. They make it okay,
Yeah, his probably most famous bit now is the one he did. I think he did it on Letterman, where he was talking about how Germany shouldn't be allowed to have a military. And he was like, I don't know if you guys are history buffs, but one time Germany went to war, and who did they go to war with? The world. And it went on. And Seinfeld says how all comedians watched that and were blown away because it's one of those bits where you're like, why didn't I think of that?
It's so good. Yeah, that he does have a lot of, but yeah, just his take on how life is life is so difficult and it's just, I love that. So I was watching that and just having a good old laugh. What even got me started talking about comedy?
Dimitri Martin and his submarine sandwiches.
Yes. I see. That's
Let's just call them submarine sandwiches from now on.
Submarine sandwiches. Yeah, we're calling them by their full name. Submarine sandwiches. Oh, God, but that reminds me of Subway, and I freaking hate that place for a million reasons. The obvious ones, because it's not tasty, and Jared.
What are the not obvious reasons?
That when I was on The Real World, we got $50 gift cards to Subway every week, and your girl was broke AF on that show.
Yeah.
And so I lived on Subway sandwiches. And I don't even like cold cuts. You know this about me. I'm very specific. This is turkey. It's a texture thing. I don't like it. I'm I don't understand how it went from that to that. And that's too watery. And it's weird. And the only thing I would ever get was a chicken there's like a chicken something.
Really?
With like, it's like a Chipotle chicken sandwich. It was like a Chipotle sauce, chicken. They probably can't even call it chicken. They can't even call it bread anymore there.
Yeah, there was a whole scandal.
Yeah. That had the same material that was in yoga mats. I'm not making this up.
I know, but it was tasty. I don't see the problem.
Yeah, I was like, yoga mats? Like, those people eat couch cushions.
Like, if it's tasty, I'll eat it. I don't care what's in it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna admit something that I used to eat that's not an edible item.
What?
Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
I used to think they were so delicious. This is such a weird thing. Don't worry, it came with food. I can't believe I'm admitting this. The wrappers on the muffins, like the paper on the muffins from the Costco muffins. When I was a kid, I used to eat that.
You are lying.
I am not. Susie, why would I lie about that of all things? I'm going to pull Costco muffin wrapper lies out of my back pocket?
So you're describing the like cupcake cup.
Yes, the cup.
Not the plastic.
Not the plastic.
But
I'm not an animal, Susie.
I don't even mind that you did it. It's that you actually prefaced this by saying they're so delicious.
They were. In my 13-year-old, I probably was younger than 13. God, I hope so.
There's no way they had a flavor.
They did. They taste like whatever muffin, and I wanted more of that muffin.
Well, was the reason that you ate them because it was just too much of a bother to remove them?
No, it was to get more muffin.
Oh my!
I would like. I think I probably started with just
bottom.
like scraping it, like it was an artichoke. You know how you like just like scrape the cupcake liner.
Why did you specifically say from Costco?
Because those were the ones that were the other muffins did not have the same.
These were superior.
Didn't hit the same, Susie. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so great.
Specifically, blueberry and poppy seed.
What? Do you think if you tried them now?
This has got to be some like neurodivergent shit right here.
Oh, maybe.
I mean, it's. I recognize sometimes when I start thinking about things from my child, I was like, I don't know, this is a good one.
Do you think if you ate one now, it would be delicious still?
No, because I know as as an adult with some awareness of what is and is not edible, the paper wrapping is probably not good for my gut health.
Yeah, right.
Probably not ideal.
We should test this theory, though. I would want to know if I were.
I mean, Eli's got a Costco cart.
Because what if it is delicious still?
And also, how bad could that be, really? If they're baking it with it, it's like,
This is actually
compostable, right? So, like, if we go I don't know.
This is actually the perfect segue, though, because I recently made blueberry muffins, and I didn't use the cups, Yeah, I just put them directly into the pan because I was baking with Caraway bakeware, and you don't even need to. They cut right out, like with my fingers. I just lifted them out.
It's so funny we're talking about this today because I was just thinking this because we scratched, like we had a really nice nonstick pan. Now it's got to go. Oh, this is a great opportunity to replace it with a Caraway pan that I know doesn't have any of that gross ass chemical.
Exactly. That's for real. This is, it sounds like I'm making this up, but I'm going to show a video because I videoed myself taking them out of the Caraway muffin tin because I thought nobody's going to believe me that they come out this easily. So I have to document it. Okay. I have receipts. I'll post it on our Instagram because it's non-stick, but also non-toxic. I don't know how they do it. It is the best bakeware I've ever had, and their cookware as well. And you could pick like really cute colors. So
I love your idea of mix and match.
Yeah, rainbow.
That is super cute.
Mm-hmm. Taste the rainbow with Caraway. Yes. Variety of shades, and then like I said, they're functional and beautiful. Mm-hmm. And you could visit carawayhome.com/braincandy to take advantage of a limited time offer for 10% off your next purchase. The deal is exclusive for our listeners, so visit carawayhome.com/braincandy or use code braincandy at checkout. Caraway, non-toxic cookware made modern. You will love it.
Oh, yes. And I saw them in a fancy schmancy home store.
Yes, me too.
Not say names. And I was like, what? They sell these here? Not with a discount, my friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I saw them there too. I know exactly what you mean.
Yep.
And I was like, you buzz off because we have a deal. At any rate, this could be $1 million idea though, about like, if you could, why not make edible muffin cups?
Right. Because everybody wants to eat a little bit of paper. Right?
Right. Optimize your muffining.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I can't be the only one who's done this. Is it?
I've never heard of anybody that did that. Okay. How old are we talking?
I mean, I probably, like, when other people when I had an awareness of other people looking at me and the
10?
Probably older than that, probably 13. I was
Get out of town.
While. Yeah, probably.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. And we weren't really, I grew up in that, what do they call them? Almond moms, like generation. Isn't that what they're calling them now?
I don't know that. What is that?
For real? I thought you.
Maybe.
Okay.
What is it?
It's like the moms. Maybe I'm using the wrong term. That would be very on brand.
Classic.
But they're like the moms who, like, oh, I'm just having a couple almonds, and like, oh, it's like monitoring their kids' like diet, and like, oh, we're sending them.
Yeah, I read about
like the
that.
90s. Yeah, they called them like almond moms, and
they say that Bella and Gigi Hadid's mom is an almond mom.
Yeah. Sally was a little bit of an almond mom herself. Being in the film industry, I can't even tell you how many times I saw her, she would say like, oh my God, I am so fat. And I would be like, if she's fat, I am enormous, because I was a size 13 in junior high, and my mom was like 5'1" and a size 2. She was so tiny.
But the advice was always like, to stave off hunger, just have like a handful of almonds.
Yes. You don't need that. That was always and I was like, I know I don't need it, but I motherfucking want it. That little kid brain does not understand need versus want. And that was like, that was,
wow.
So it felt like, that's probably where I have to get everything I can. Like it like a scarcity mindset almost of like, I have to hold on to this, and this will be the only one I get. And I like hit it, which is exactly why I told Eli I can't join him on his like no bread keto journey, which is why I have a fucking party sub. Because even the idea of going on keto drove me to buy a party sub, people. I'm gonna have to adjust the volume on that.
Like he thought maybe you could do it together. And you thought, okay, I'll give it a whirl.
No, and I thought, hell no, are you out of your damn mind? No, the reality is, I will eat whatever. He's making delicious meals. He does the majority of the cooking. It's not difficult to do. But he's like drinking a special drink and like peeing on strips. I'm not doing
For real?
Yeah.
What's that about? What's the strip part?
You test your like keto, I don't know, ketone something, like your
ketone,
ketosis. Your body has to be like releasing us. I don't fucking know any of this. Yeah, I think that's what it's called.
believe you. It just sounds made up.
That's where they get the word keto from.
I had no idea.
I think so. I could also be making this up. So
and it sort of measures some sort of thing in your body.
Yeah, like when your body, it's like proteins that are released when your body hits like a certain metabolic state. I think I'm about right with this. And it is when your body is in that state, it does like
burn fat or something.
Metabolism. Yeah. It like does stuff that really helps the body metabolize food better. And so it's getting rid of all the other stuff. It's like no sugar, boring, no alcohol, boo. and no bread. I'm like, so no joy?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So, and I told him, I'm like, listen, I've been 10 pounds heavier. I've been 10 pounds lighter, and I've been sad 10 pounds heavier and sad 10 pounds lighter and happier 10 pounds. But like, I've never been happy when I'm starving
Breadless.
or when I'm like breadless. Correct.
Yeah. No thanks.
You know, no, I'm not doing that. So like, I fully support him, and I'm probably going to like end up, I don't know.
Yeah, you can dabble.
Yeah, I'm eating the same meals he's eating, and it's delicious. And he, at the end, he's like, see, don't you like keto? I'm like, yeah, I like this. I'm going to go get a handful of those Cadbury eggs in the cabinet, though, while we sit here and you eat your keto cups.
What do those people
delicious.
eat for dessert? Like fruit or something?
There's like there's a lot of keto-friendly foods. This is not an ad for this, by the way.
No.
I don't know how much I'm stressing.
Of an ad.
It's the opposite. I'm like, but you do you. It worked. I have seen people who have such success on this. I think anytime you raise your awareness of how you eat, or your like, that can help just change, have a more healthy like relationship with food, maybe. But you know, I'm just like, what feels good right now? Hamburger, sweet. Get that. What feels good? A party sub?
But
okay.
Good luck to Eli.
But good luck to you. I fully support him in all of this. And yeah. This is actually a good segue into the next thing that I want to talk about, which is a carryover from like last week. I told you a little spoiler, a little preview, I should say, of an article that we didn't get to on how to order and read a menu like a food critic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me the story.
This was I believe it was in the New Yorker. And it was an interview between two food critics. And what the heck are their names? I can't remember. Because I only wrote down notes, but they're two food critics. And they're talking about like techniques for how to order something. Like when I go to a restaurant, I often panic when I see the menu, and then I have what I call like food regret, like ordering regret. And where like, I think I want something, and I miss out on what could be the really good thing at the restaurant. Yeah. I go with what's safe. Like, you are a great person to go out with. Because you, as I was reading through this, I'm like, fucking A, Susie does all these things.
But you and Adam both suffer from this, so I wonder if it's like an ADHD thing.
Yeah. It's like we get too many options, and that's why I love a prefix menu. Oh, don't even tell me. And I love going out with my friend Jessie. Shout out to Jessie, because I just don't even look at the menu and I go, do your thing, girl. Mm-hmm. And then we split whatever we want. And she loves ordering, and Eli's like that too. So are you. It's the best. Yeah.
Okay. So, like what would their advice for you be then? Because this doesn't come naturally to you.
So I think their advice was very helpful. So they said first, and the two had some different techniques with how you start reading a menu. So one of them said, it's Tehal and Pete. That's their names. So one of them said that he first like flips through the whole entire menu and like takes like a scan of it all first. Yeah. And then the other guy said that he tries to make note of how the menu is laid out. Like if there's a big box that's featuring something, he's kind of asking the question. And this one I was like, well, you're not really giving me an answer. He goes, is this on there as like a distraction, like with a big ticket item to just kind of get you to buy it? Or is it something that's seasonal that they're featuring? So I assume that we want something that's seasonal that they're featuring rather than the big ticket item. They both agreed that steak is rarely something that they order at a restaurant because it usually is just a big ticket item and you can make a really great one at home. Yeah. And one of the things I loved is, they said nobody ever orders the soup because soup is not an easy thing to share. But if the restaurant has taken the time to put it on the menu, then it's probably going to be pretty good. If it's like a specialty soup, like, soups are not something that you see often. So one of the guys is like, I always like to order the soup because it's probably going to be something that is delicious and not, really tasty, and not many people order it. Okay. They also said to look for things. And this one, I rolled my eyes a little bit because I was like, okay, this is still like food criticky. Come on, guys. Like not all of it because the word that they used. So he said, looking for things that are kind of like in season, but maybe just came into season. He says, like, if I haven't seen puntarelle, which is a fancy word for chicory, if I haven't seen bulkule chicory on a menu and all of a sudden it's in season, then I'm going to order that. And I was like, okay, well, that sounded a little snooty. Like, because I don't know what the fuck is in season right now.
Yeah, right.
I'm like at the grocery store, like, you know, I have a very limited, not apples in the fall. That's about all I got for you. Like, maybe I should learn a little bit about some seasonal foods.
Because I used to work at a fruit and vegetable store. That has been really helpful over the years of knowing that.
Every time I go to one of those like grocers or like a market that has, I always say, you know, my best friend had her first job at one of these.
That's so nice.
Yes. I said that with Eli's mom when we went to a really good one.
I wish I could still work there. It was so fun.
Yeah. I also told her that. I said, yeah, she really enjoyed it, except when she was bit by a banana spider. And then she was like, what's that? And I was like, spiders on bananas. That's about all I got for you.
Can you believe that?
No. What was that like, by the way? Can you just
I'll have to show it to you. Did I ever show you a picture? It's unbelievable.
Of like the banana spider or the bite?
The bite.
Oh, good.
It looked at first just like a burn, like a red, big burn on my hand. But then it started to balloon like a bubble. And it was this humongous flesh-colored.
Do you know what it was?
No. I had to go to the doctor and she said, do you by any chance work with fruit?
Oh my God.
It's so gross.
I'm surprised that she knew right away.
I know. I guess it is instinctive if you see it.
Yeah, okay. But like you would have to have some awareness of that first. Good.
I'm glad I didn't die.
Good on you. Me too. Who would I just be sitting here talking to no one?
That would be so awkward.
Right. So awkward.
I'll tell you what's not awkward and is delicious, and that's wild grain bread.
More for me. Thank you very much. My new favorite, the English muffins.
Amazing.
What? And Eli knows how to make hollandaise sauce, so like we had legit eggs bennies. And ones with salmon, like the good Jewish salmon.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
I know.
Yeah, suck it, Thomas, because Wild Grain has the English muffins of your dreams. They are so good. And that's not all. They have pastas.
Oh my gosh.
This stuff comes frozen. You put it in your freezer. And then when you're like, hey, we should have a pasta night, you just get that baby out, put it in the boiling water or the oven if you're making bread. And then within 40 minutes or so, you got some
20 minutes to cook, 20 minutes to cool.
Unbelievable.
Easy breezy. And every single time, this was like pre-Eli's decision to go to the dark side.
Keto.
Every single time he bit into some of that bread, he would go, God, wild grain? I'm like, yes. He goes, this is the best crust. Because the crust is that crispy, crunchy, like we got the ciabatta. Oh, so freaking good.
Yeah.
And good on your tummy, too.
Yeah, it is. I don't know why, but something about the way they make it.
There's like a slow fermentation process that gets rid of like the stuff that's not good in your digestive tract or that's harder to digest and cause that
good,
inflammation.
Sarah.
Thank you.
And it is lower in sugar, so then maybe Eli won't judge you as much.
Yeah. See, I'm just like halfway in.
Yeah. She's got like dipping her toe in.
Yeah.
But it's amazing. And they also have pastries and things for like treats after dinner. So good. Plus for a limited time, you can get $30 off the first box, plus free croissants in every box when you go to wildgrain.com/braincandy to start your subscription. You heard us. Free croissants in every box and $30 off your first box when you go to wildgrain.com/braincandy. That's wildgrain.com/braincandy. Or you can use promo code BrainKitty at checkout. Do it.
Yes. Oh my gosh, you will not regret it.
Okay, so then they say get the soup.
Yes. Get the soup. Like, what are the always order things? They asked him, like, what are your always orders? Like your go-tos. And he said, get the soup.
Okay.
And get the thing that's seasonal. That's
okay.
You know,
I
brand new.
heard a tip one time. It was a chef, but I don't know who, and they said, try to get something that you really wouldn't be able to cook at home. And you were saying about the steak, you can make that at home.
Yeah.
But like certain items, you're never going to make them at home. It's too much labor or just you don't know how. So go in that direction.
Yeah. Yeah, go in that direction. They also said if you see something that is a very like yes, that's a very like common thing, like macaroni and cheese or something that is like traditional in there, that means that they took the time to make it and it's probably really good. Like
right.
If you see something that is one of those classic familiar menu items, they did something to take it to the next level and it's probably going to surprise you and be delicious. So I love that because those are often things that I avoid because I'm like, oh, I don't want that. But if it's, you know, done every single time, well, and I'll get to this they say later when they talk about maybe like branching out or for picky eaters, you know, one of the guys says like, maybe if you're at a table and somebody else orders, like, you know, if you don't like shrimp but somebody else orders shrimp, maybe you try a little bit of something that, you know, not right off their plate, but you know, you get an appetizer, you like try something that maybe somebody else ordered.
Don't you hate people that don't share?
Hate it.
Yeah.
Come on. You gotta do that.
Yeah.
If they're like, I would be unable to be in a relationship with somebody who wasn't going to split the meal with me at every. And then when I go out with girlfriends, that's all we do. It's like, so what are we getting? Not what are you getting?
What are we getting? We have joint custody.
Definitely. Half. Here's the problem that I run into, though. I never know which order to eat it in.
What do you mean?
Do you eat the thing? Because usually, so say I'm out with like Eli or Jesse. Those are the two people who I have the most fun sharing things with. Because they're like adventurous eaters and do all the ordering for me. I love it. Takes all the decisions away from me. I'll pick something out and they'll pick something out. And I'll usually, you know, pick the thing that I want the most. And I never know if I should, you know, we will like cut it in half and like, you know, divide up. Do I start with the thing that I like the most? Or do you finish with the thing you like the most? Because what I run into is they like put the plate down in front of me, the thing I order, then I eat half of it, then I pass it off to Eli. And then I get his, and then I'm not satisfied with my last bite.
Oh, so you prioritize, for you, the last bite is the most important?
Oh, isn't that not for everybody?
Mm-mm.
Oh my goodness. Tell me more.
It's the first bite.
You don't even care what your last bite is, but you're walking away with.
Yeah.
You know, 700 and something episodes and we're still learning new things.
Yeah. I just can't even believe that's a debate. You know, biblically speaking.
Oh.
Remember how Jesus' first miracle was that he turned water into wine?
The best one. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. So at this wedding, they had run out of wine, and that's why he had to do that. And everyone was so baffled because the people that didn't know, like Jesus had pulled, you know, a fast one, were like, why the fuck would these wedding coordinators give the best wine at the end? You traditionally...
no, that's dumb.
Yeah. See?
Obvious.
Why wouldn't that apply to food then? Same because
logic. You don't give the best wine at the end because everybody's all wasted.
I know, but in a way,
I don't know the difference. But maybe I'm like food
is
wasted.
Sort of like yeah, because like you're full.
You know what? Mm-hmm. There is a little something to. Okay, I'm with you because it's different with dessert. Then I want like the first bite.
Yeah,
and like,
right.
Huh.
Maybe
and
just
I'm
give that a
full
try.
And I'm like, I just want to taste, and I'm willing to kind of like let go of whatever, like leave stuff on my plate, and it's fine because I'm like, at that point, it had probably like all the bread at the table.
I see your point though about how like if you personally have a thing about like you want to end it on a high note, that's a real dilemma.
I know. So now what I've done is I've cut myself a little last bite piece that I saved.
Oh my God.
And then I tell him, don't eat that.
It's off limits.
It's off limits. Then he has to eat his half and resist the urge to have that.
This is a true food lover. If you're strategizing, you know.
Yeah. Well, it's just because of like, if I don't really, because I know I'm going to like what I ordered. I'm not sure I'm going to like what he ordered, but I'm going to split it.
Wow.
You know?
This is great.
That backfires when he orders the better thing.
Right.
It's
a real gamble.
It's a real gamble. So, yeah. So then they asked him, what do you rarely order? And like I said, the steak is something they said.
Okay.
They also said burger, that like he doesn't really order a burger. I love a burger that's done well at, you know, a good place. I'm picky about what goes on it. If it has a few of like the right ingredients, like if I see a burger on a menu that has that, like it's like an onion jam, like kind of relish with arugula and blue cheese. Oh, there is nothing better than that in my mind. Is the perfect hamburger. So I'm definitely ordering that. I don't care.
Why did they say they rarely order it?
No, they like medium rarely order it. Just kidding. That was a hamburger joke. That was a hamburger joke.
Right, good one.
They said that it was kind of like a novelty thing that restaurants were doing a while back, and I can see that. Yeah, and I think I'm still in the enjoying the novelty of the burger. And then this one I thought was really interesting. Tehal said, I'm never going to order the braised short ribs. Short ribs are served on airplanes and at catered parties, and it's because they're cheap and they're a cheap and forgiving cut. And it's hard to mess up. I didn't know that either, but now they say that. I've seen braised short ribs on so many menus like that. And because it can just sit for a long time, it can, you know, I think it's delicious.
It is so good.
They said it's not the most, not to say that it's the most elaborate thing on the menu that's worth getting, but I'd rather order something I wouldn't cook at home. He says that you can even cook that at home. Okay. Well, that's good advice because I wouldn't have guessed that. Yeah, right. Never. Because even that, short rib, that sounds like so good. Unless you're at like a Korean restaurant, in which case, get those damn short ribs. Those you do so need to get those. Oh, gosh. Love Korean food. Okay. Then they asked them about getting advice from servers. This is the part that it was like, did Susie write this? Like, absolutely. So, well, I'll start with this one and then we'll get to the one that I thought I've heard you say a million times. They said, if it's a newer restaurant, then the only time they'll ask the server if it's between two things that they can't decide, because if it's a menu that changes frequently, there's no way for them to really know. They're going to be bullshitting you because there's no way for them to really know or like have had the stuff on the menu to kind of get an idea of what's popular, what's good, what isn't good. But if it's a restaurant that's established, it's been around for a really long time, they have a menu that doesn't change, and the waiters will generally know what's good. And in that case, you know, if it's like some like steakhouse that's been there for 30 years, like maybe ask them I don't know, whatever. And then the other guy was saying that what he likes to do is wait until he's put in the order and then say, is there anything really amazing that I've missed? Good one. That is what you say that every time I go out. Yeah, right. You go, is there something else on here that's like, what's like the fan tastiest favorite thing that we missed? Yeah, you do this. I'll never forget that Asian restaurant we went to in Chicago where Lincoln ordered the slap noodles that were so good. That place was maybe one of my favorite meals of the year. I agree. Yeah. I gotta remember the name of that. Give them a little shout out. That was so freaking good. Yeah. And we ordered everything that night. Yes. And then they told Susie they didn't have salt. And Eli was like, hang on one sec. Yeah. Get some salt in like 2 seconds. Right. I was like, listen, I have some in my purse that I will get out if I have to, but I don't think it should come to that. Right. I have an emergency box of salt. But I remember, like, as a server,
that I really enjoyed giving people the scoop if they wanted it. Like if they wanted to know my 2 cents, because I want them to be happy.
I think this is a good poll for us to even do. I'm interested to know, like, do servers want, this is to food critics. If you are a server, somebody works in the food service industry, do you like when people ask you what's good on the menu or what your favorite thing is? And maybe also I would love to know if people give an honest.
Yeah, sometimes I notice they choose just the most expensive thing on the menu because they want their tip to be bigger.
Yeah.
But maybe it is the best. And then you're just like,
I'm going to give you a good tip if you're like, well, here's the deal. That thing is but this is really.
Yeah. And I love when they say like, don't get the whatever.
Yes, me too.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm in the know.
Yes. Yeah. And it feels like you've like gotten, that you're like, they've decided to share with you. Yeah. In the know. That would be the correct.
Yeah. You get the inside scoop.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll tell you what I would give you the inside scoop on, and that is Thrive Cosmetics. The
only makeup I will wear.
It is 10 out of 10.
Have you tried going back to another mascara?
I won't do it.
I can't do it either. And then I got so familiar and comfortable with the tubing mascara that is the extension mascara. It makes them so long, and I never worry about flaking. And the other day, I didn't have my makeup bag, and I happened to have, and I had no makeup on, and I happened to have some mascara in my glove compartment. So I go to put that on, and then,
you're prepared.
Yeah. And then, so like go throughout my day and everything, and then go in the shower and like wipe my face. And I was quickly reminded, like after I got out of the shower, like thinking, oh, I'm just done here. I'm like, oh, now I got to spend 5 minutes removing this stuff because it was waterproof that I put on.
Yeah.
And the waterproof smears more than my tubing mascara from Thrive.
Yeah, Thrive Mascara is where it's at. On Easter Sunday, I was at my sister's house, and she was going through like all the partners that we work with that she has tried and loves. And Thrive was one of them.
Yes.
And I should have asked her specifically what products, but it had to be the mascara because I'm sure
eyeliner is my favorite.
We rave about it all the time. They have the Infinity Waterproof Eyeliner.
Yes.
Their lip tints are great if you're a lip kind of gal.
Yeah.
The eye brightener. I use the CC cream.
Yes.
It's all great. Wonderful. Really nice products. High quality. You just have to try it. 100% vegan, cruelty free, all that jazz.
And they have a really, really great return policy too. Because I got a color of, it's so hard. Sometimes I feel like I don't want to, just like pull the trigger on something I can't try. So I got their concealer, and it was a shade
you need it to
light.
Match. Or you're in big trouble.
You do.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I was like, oh, I'm definitely like notebook paper. So
now you know you're a true summer.
Now I know I'm a true summer. I need a little bit of a yellow base. I need a little more color in there. So now and they were so nice about it.
Yeah, that's good too.
No problem. Here you go. And like, it was so easy. And I may have been like a little bit late on returning it. And they were like, it's fine. Relax. So they have really, really great customer service. And I think for a makeup line where you're trying something and who knows if you're going to like it, that's something that made me feel like
that's
comfortable
a good point.
Ordering. So
yeah, you can be confident, and there's no parabens and all the gross stuff. And they have a let me read this because they spell it cosmetics like the word because like cause. Yeah, because as a part of their mission, every purchase supports organizations that help communities thrive, like battling domestic abuse, homelessness, cancer, and all that stuff. So that's great too. You have to try Thrive Cosmetics to see for yourself. Right now, you can get an exclusive 15% off your first order when you visit thrivecosmetics.com/brainkitty. That's Thrive Cosmetics. Again, it's CAUSEMETICS.com/brainkitty for 15% off your first order.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's how to order like a food critic or read the menu like a food critic.
That's good.
Just
Good
some tips. And I am interested to hear what, I think not ever working in the food service industry, I just don't know what that world is like.
Yeah.
However, I always hang my clothes back up on hangers when I go into the dressing room because I did work in retail. I leave that. I like button it for them, make it all nice. And then sometimes they say thank you. And I'm like,
it's like a wink, like I'm one of you.
I was like, I know, retail.
Retail.
That was the worst. Like people, I worked at Forever 21, man. Like back in the day, it would take us until 2:00 in the morning to put the racks of clothes away. I mean,
I can imagine because Forever 21, the people, I bet they went into the rooms with like 50 items.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just like all over the floor. I told you there were like 2 or 3 times where there was pee on the floor. You know, like that was
mysterious wetness.
That's probably where it started. Maybe my hate for mysterious wetness. Because I'm like,
of the crime.
This shouldn't be here. It's not good for me.
I was leaving a place the other day and the handle on the exit was wet.
Oh, oh my God. Did you have to cut off your own hand?
I immediately thought of you and I was like, you know what? She is right. And that is a perfect description because it's like, it might be just water or question mark.
Anything disgusting that like, and I just watch people do things and then I'm just like, and I understand germs are like I mean, I am
but
a
I don't
nail
want to feel
Nobody
it.
knows about it more than me, but it's like
usually germs you don't feel them.
Right. It's the feeling it, and then once I do, it does feel like I'm like I need to cut this hand. Just chop it off. Like I can't.
We had a good run, hand.
We had a good run. I'm never going to be able to touch my own face with this hand again. It freaks me out. And there are boogers on everything. The end. Okay, what other stories do I have? Wow. I won't even take this much of a left turn. That seems just too harsh right now. So let's talk about an interesting video that I saw. Did you know turtles hibernate underground? Some turtles?
No.
Okay. I'm there just scrolling through Instagram, and this is funny because whoever wrote it,
I didn't even know they hibernated.
It's called brumation. That is what lizards and cold-blooded animals do. It's what happened to the lizards. It's a result of colder temperatures and them being cold-blooded, so their body starts to just kind of shut down and go into sort of a hibernation state, but it's not considered hibernation in its true sense because they'll often need water still. And so turtles will go underground and they get all the water and air that they need from the soil around them so they can stay under there. And I'm sitting here like scrolling through Instagram like you do. And this woman comes up and it says like, she's like, come dig up my turtles with me. And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Next thing you know, I'm watching hours of turtles getting like buried and dug up and doing all the research you ever imagine. Like I'm a deep dive.
Why does she have to dig them up though?
They would dig themselves up eventually, but she helps them out because like summer's coming and she's like, hey guys, we're just like, here we are. And she buries them a little bit deeper because of the cold temperatures where she lives. So some people will say, why don't you just keep them inside? Well, veterinarians will say that turtles that don't get to, or reptiles that don't get to do this will get depressed. And they get sad when you keep them inside. I'm like, yeah, me too. I get sad inside as well. But I was like,
don't. You're kidding me.
Yeah. So it was the craziest thing to see. They like these 2 turtles. Their names were, they had cute names. God. One was named Jelly Bean. One was named something else that was cute.
I do love animals named after food.
Oh, yeah.
Like waffles.
R.I.P. Yeah.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
So she took the turtles and she buries them, digs a hole. Box turtles will bury themselves naturally about 24 inches, 12, 24 inches underground. I couldn't believe this one. For 3 to 5 months. Yes! And it's like
do you think they have that bear poop stopper?
Oh, they don't defecate during this time because they're not eating. I wonder if turtles have a little fecal plug as well.
That's it. Fecal plug.
Yeah. Look at all these words you guys know now because you listen to the Brain Candy podcast.
They must have something like that.
Yeah, a little poop stopper. Mm-hmm. That's a cuter word for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they
3 to 5 months. Jesus.
It's a long time. It was like kind of adorable. And you would think like, does this lady know what she's doing? These turtles are 17 and 20 years old. She has been doing this for 20 years. They are the happiest. So when it starts to get cold outside, like fall in November time, she goes and digs a hole in the backyard. They live outside. They just live in her backyard. They're basically outdoor turtles, like outdoor cats, but turtles. And she said all of the yard is secure and fenced off. So there's no place no hole small enough for them to escape. And she digs a hole and buries them and then covers it first with loose soil and then with some leaves and then with some other like topsoil material. Suze, I thought the same thing. I was like, you're murdering them.
Yeah.
But then that's why I had to look it up because I'm like, there's no way. And so many people wrote in and like, you can see under the comments where they're like, what are you doing? And then other people would comment under that, like, those turtles are 20 years old. This woman clearly, and they look happy as fuck too. And so what we were seeing, because now is the time where she's digging them up. It was real cute too. She like covers it up and then they put a little ring of rocks around it. So she knows right where they buried them. And they just hang out down there for 5 months. And then she digs them up. And one of them was already like starting to dig and like kind of start the process of digging himself out, Jelly Bean. And then the other one, whose name I can't remember, she said, this guy's like super tired and he's being like a real bum and he's just like still sleepy. So he's like, don't worry, he's alive. He's still moving around. And then like you see him like pop out and like eat a little worm. And I was like, I would love an animal that I only have to really watch 6 months out of the year.
Yeah.
It's like kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, we did give an update on Bo that she's still hanging in.
Bo is still hanging in there.
Okay.
I did, however, have a chat with the vet this morning where they were like, yeah, let's come in and do it because her medication to make her stop going to the bathroom stopped working. And now so they were like, yeah, we'll do a little assessment. And
okay. It's the long goodbye.
I swear like, Eli is like you, where he's like, she's got like 6 more months, 3, but my vet, I think is like,
I would have already said goodbye, personally.
Yeah, but she's so happy.
That's so nice that you can hang in there with her.
Yeah, I guess it's like, yeah, I know. And it's just getting to the point where now it's all we're doing. I'm doing 3 loads of laundry a day. I know.
Okay. Well, I don't want to judge.
Blankets and everything. And like,
I'll zip the old
I know. And the vet was kind of because when the medication for this stops working, I think that she was like, well, how about we make an appointment and like, I know you were here last time and we were just talking like 2 weeks ago about this stuff, but maybe we get her back in here and we start talking about, how to make, like, if she's comfortable, which I feel like was the vet saying.
This is a Sarah problem, not a Bo.
I know. Also, Eli problem. He's worse than me. Now it's not me, it's Eli, because he's like, no, we can't do it because now it's like killing her. So it's not me, it's him.
Okay.
So.
Well, you know your dog better than me.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I think, yeah.
So
and now I was expecting Eli to be like, the strong one here. And now he's like, I can't do this.
Yeah, he's like the angel of death over there, like Dr. Kevorkian.
Right. And now he's like pulling it back, like all of a sudden flipping, like the script changing his tune. I'm like, what's happening here?
Yeah.
You were like praying for her to be dead. And now you can't do it? Think she's got more good years than her? Yeah.
So. He's all talk.
I'll talk. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
So yeah, he is really when it comes down to it. He's like, no, I love Bo. I'm like, okay. Well, he called me this morning. He's like, can I get Bo any treats at the store?
Oh, for Pete's sake. He's the problem.
He is the problem. And then he like looks at me when I give her like treats all day long because what am I going to do? She's got doggy dementia, so she forgets that I give her one. Then she goes and she's like, where's my treat? And it's
That's
really
a
funny.
way to save on treats, for Pete's sake.
Oh, I could just be like, I already did this.
I already gave you one. You know, you're supposed to like lie to people with dementia because it's like nicer.
Nice.
Do that with Bo.
Yeah. Eli did say something that made me laugh. He was like, because, she's been, she's like peeing all over the place. So like that smells and she's in the diaper. And so like I have to give her a bath all the time. And then she gets the, like if I, 2 days, she starts to get stinky. And Eli's like, I mean, don't you think it like bugs? Like, don't you think she like knows she smells bad? I'm like, do you think my a dog knows that she smells? I do not think that. I do not think my dog that ate her own shit is concerned that she smells like pee and is like, oh, I'm sorry. Can you bathe me? What do you think she's going to like call up the old Petco herself and schedule a...
She's a diva.
Yeah. I was like, nah, I think he's going to be not mad at me, but he's going to roll his eyes at me.
That is really funny. Okay, wait. So these turtles, don't they normally live in warm climates though? Naturally?
No, I mean, a lot of them don't, turtles can live anywhere, I think.
Really?
Not anywhere. Maybe not where it's super cold, but I think this was like in the Midwest somewhere. And it said they were comfortable between 40 and 50 degrees. That was like this type of turtles. Like
maybe I should be hibernating because that's too cold for me.
Yeah, right? Way too cold. And I think it's like when it gets snowy outside or when they just put them underground and they just like chill. And I said there's enough moisture and enough like stuff that they need in the soil and air.
Is hibernation basically sleeping but bigger?
Yeah, sort of. Their metabolic rate, heart rate drops down so low that they don't need food or water in order to survive. That's like the thing that separates. Did you know chipmunks hibernate? I didn't know that either.
No.
That was in the article. Yeah,
I did
that was
not.
like one of they said they're one of the most like classic examples of hibernation.
I mean, I should have realized because those guys come out like right about now. And so of course, but like you never hear about that. You just hear about these bears. They're stealing the thunder of the hibernation.
Right. There's a whole bunch of mammals that hibernate that I guess like anybody who's like living in the snow that isn't white.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like, cause all those other animals, it's like there's like snow rabbits. If there isn't the word snow in front of their name, they're probably underground.
Yeah. I just never thought about that.
Me either. So, just bringing you the animal facts.
Thank you, Sarah.
I know people like that. Yeah. So.
Should we wind it down?
I think so. Because the last story that I have, I don't even want to talk about because it's like too depressing and sad.
Wait, we do your previews. I'm into this now.
No, I don't even want to. It's just a topical thing. I was going to talk about the Dalai Lama and how mad I am about that.
Sarah.
I know. I can't even go there. I can't even.
I almost texted you about it and then I thought, no, because it's triggering probably.
It was.
Yeah.
I cried that morning and I knew, I was like, this is going to be the thing. I was like, I know that anybody who is, a survivor is going to be triggered by this.
I know, because I was so mad about it. And I texted my friend Kelly and she just didn't even think it was like, she was like, I'm so cynical now. It didn't even faze me. And I was just like, I cannot get over it.
I can't either. I
think because there's video, I actually saw it. That changed it for me where I was like, I cannot believe I'm watching this.
For me, it was the quote unquote apology. I won't even say where the language that was used was such classic language that that to me was the trigger of like, it's innocent fun. I swear to fucking God.
Did he say that?
That was in the apology.
Oh boy.
And that phrase is one that, oh my God, I can't tell you how many, that I've heard too many times.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking like,
What was he thinking? I need to know. Like, what are you doing?
I don't fucking know. And
why would you even want that?
Disgusted. Yeah. So wasn't going to end on this note, but you know,
I'm glad that you brought it up though, because I wanted to talk about it. She's going to get out that submarine sandwich and eat her feelings right now because of the Dali Lama. Thanks for nothing, sir. Thanks for
nothing. Jeez, I can't.
You weirdo. So, what are you doing?
And it gives you, you know, here's how, like, anybody, you know, Suze, you get that feeling.
Yeah.
There's a very specific that only is for one thing. And it's like an internal compass that's like,
yeah.
What that I recognize. It's like a recognition of something that you can only see if you've experienced it or if you do it. And when I have a sixth sense for this, as many survivors do. And that to me was like that. I got that feeling and I still can't let go of it. So
yeah, I'm sorry.
You also felt really that way. I hope same with you. I mean, I say the same to you because I know you've probably had that feeling too.
Well, and I'm just, you know, I study religion and I'm just fed up with the way that systems can be exploited for these types of things. Like,
yeah.
And then, and just putting people in position where they feel like they have to.
Right. The power
go along
is
with
power.
Something. Yeah.
It is a power differential there that is somebody is using it. It's an abuse of power. And that is, I mean.
Because what is more authoritative than being a messenger of God, you know?
Right. And that's what I mean.
Stop being weird, people.
Stop it.
I've had
Stop
it. Stop it.
Stop it.
So Sarah's going to go and eat her submarine sandwich and maybe a muffin cup. You know what I mean? Like, this calls for that. It feels
the muffin. Just give me all the wrappers.
But she will not be eating keto crap.
No, I'm good.
Eli.
Yeah. It's going to be like, what? You eat all the meals I make you, and you always say thank you, and they're delicious. Because they are. It's fine. Whatever.
You don't like limits, though, you know?
No, don't limit me.
Variety. She likes a little of a lot.
I do like a little of a lot. Mm-hmm.
We covered a lot of food topics today, like the menu thing, even the banana spider.
That's right. Food all over the place. Ooh, look forward to that photo that I know will be in your close friends. Yeah.
If you want to be among my close friends on Instagram, you can join on patreon.com/braincandy. Sarah and I include anybody at the whatever level. I forget. I think it's called voyeur level or something. And you get to see all the secret stuff.
Yes.
And, you know, leave us a 5-star review. Anytime you use our codes, we are so thankful. It helps us so much. And we just love you.
Love you the most.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye, friends.